So good morning, everyone. Is everybody here? I think everyone is still joining. So let's just wait for a moment until everybody's here. Okay, I think we can start our class today. But before that, may I call Miss Claudette to lead us in prayer? Okay, thank you, Miss Claudette. And I think your attendance for today is all perfect since a lot of people are here. And if I'm not mistaken, you are 32 in my class, and we are all 33 in this meet today, and it's a great job. You're all present. So, can somebody tell me, or can somebody recall of what was our discussion last Friday? Okay, I think Miss Claire, you are saying something. Please share it in class. Okay, very good, Miss Claire. So before I jump to our lesson, can I have just a one volunteer? Just only one volunteer. Oh, I think you are raising your hand, Mr. Elijah. Okay, here is my instruction for you, Mr. Elijah. I wanted you to think of something. Think of a noun or a name or whatever it is. I want you to think of it and I want you to put it in your mind. And then on my cue, I want you to describe it. And the rest of the class will guess it. Okay, is that clear? You may start, Mr. Elijah. Oh, that was a great job. That was fun. You were all participating, and congrats to Miss Erin. You guessed it. You're good in guessing, huh? Okay, so everyone settle down. So before I start, let me introduce myself. So I am your teacher, Jury. So our lesson for today is using the degrees of comparison of regular and or irregular adjectives. So we have here the objectives for our lesson. So at the end of the lesson, the students should be able to define adjective and its function, identify the three degrees of comparison of adjectives, and use adjectives in composing sentences. I have an activity here. So this activity is called Noun Showdown. So the mechanics of this game is that the class will be divided into two groups. Each group will be only given 1 minute to play the game. The team leader will be the one who writes down all the suggested answers by the group members. The team leader will present the answers and will be checked quarterly. The group who got the high score will win the game. So I prepared the two groups already. So from Mr. Aleje to Miss Montefalco, you are the group 1. While from Miss Riago to Miss T, you are the group 2. So choose your team leader now. Okay, for the group 1, Mr. Aleje is the team leader, and for the group 2, Miss Riago. So this is how the game will start. So I wanted you to choose between from these shapes, and from that shape that you will choose, there is a corresponding picture. And that corresponding picture, you will describe it. And you, Mr. Aleje, since you are the team leader of the group 1, you will write down all the answers that is given to you by your members once you've seen the picture. And once you've seen the picture, you only have 1 minute to write down all your answers, and then the next group will play. So is everybody ready? Group 1 ready? Mr. Aleje, are you ready? Okay, choose a shape. Okay, you choose the triangle one. So this is your picture. Okay, on my cue, start now. Okay, that was time is up. Thank you, group 1. Settle down your answers. Let us proceed to the group 2, which is the group of Miss Riago. So Miss Riago, choose a shape. Okay, you choose the shape circle. So this is your picture. Okay, on my cue, start answering now. Okay, time is up. Group 2, settle down. Everyone is got the answers. Everyone settle down. Okay, let us check your answers. Present it to me, team leaders. Okay, as I have checked, group 2 win this game. Okay, congrats everyone. Thank you for your cooperation. And based from our activity, what can you say? Anyone? What do you think about the activity anyway? Okay, thank you. So I think, or I expect that you really have an idea now what we are really talking, or what was our lesson for the day. So before I proceed with our discussion, may I remind you to please on your camera so that I can see you. And then please mute your mic so that you can hear me clearly and there will be no other audios that will be interfering And if you have a question, just raise your hand or call my attention. So I think we can start our discussion for today. So first, adjective. So adjective refers to a word that gives description to a noun, a name of a person, place, thing, event, etc. The adjective may either describe or it could also tell them the state of being of a noun or the frequency of a certain certain activity rather. So adjectives are words that describes the qualities or state of beings of nouns. They can also describe the quality of nouns. So in other words, adjectives are words that modifies the nouns. So here are some of the examples of adjectives. So big, happy, sweet, loud, tall, bad, far, many, good, little. This area of the examples are the regular adjectives. This area of the examples are irregular adjectives. So maybe you're wondering, or maybe the question, why there are irregular adjectives? Why there are regular? Why there are irregular adjectives? So the irregular adjectives is those are the adjectives that cannot or do not change form by adding es, er, est, more, most, but instead they are changed the word itself in using in the degree of comparison in adjectives. So that is it. Why there is an irregular form of adjective. So as you can see here, there is two examples in a sentence. So the tall giraffe is eating the green leaves. So basically, our subject here, our noun here is the giraffe. And the tall here is our adjective, since the word tall modifies our noun. So that is why the adjective and the noun that modifies, the adjective and the noun, which is the adjective, modifies the giraffe. Next one is the big dog chased the car. So the dog here is our subject or our noun. And the big here is our adjective, since the big modifies the noun dog. So it is easy to locate or to spot the adjective, since adjective words come immediately before the nouns, since they modify the subject or the noun itself. So we will now proceed to the degrees of comparison. So the first degree of comparison is positive degree. So this offers no comparison. It just tells us about the existence of equality. So positive degree is a term that relates to the adjectives. So an adjective that does not make any comparison is said to be a positive degree. Or in other words, positive degree is just a normal form of adjective. So we have here examples like good, fast, fierce, beautiful, bad, difficult. So those are the positive degree or a normal adjective. So we have an example here. She was a beautiful woman. Then Spot is a good dog. Don is called runs fast. So the beautiful here is our positive degree of the adjective, wherein it doesn't compare to anything. It's just a normal form of adjective, right? Okay, next. Here, the comparative degree. So this compares two things to show which is lesser or greater degree of equality. So this comparative degree from the word itself, compare. So you are comparing. So it is the comparison between two or more things. For example, here, better, worse, more beautiful, less difficult, faster, fiercer. So as you can see, there is a changes, right, from the positive degree when it comes to the comparative degree. So we have rules here and informing comparative degree to superlative degree, and I will discuss it later on after this. So we have examples here also. She was more beautiful than her friend. Spot is better dog than Julia's dog. His car is faster than mine. So as you can see, it is comparing to another person, to another thing, or to another object. You can see here, she was more beautiful. So that lady is compared to her friend, right? So the more beautiful here is the adjective wherein it uses the degree of comparison. Okay, next, we have here the last one, the superlative degree. So this compares more than two things to show which has the least or the greatest degree of quality. So this superlative degree indicates that something has the highest degree of the quality in question. So using superlative degree, it inherently indicates that you are talking about something or you are talking about a specific item or items. So we have here examples: worst, fastest, best, fiercest, most beautiful, least difficult. So when it comes to using the superlative degree of adjective, is that we use the article the rather than an a or an. So just like for example, here you have example here. She was the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. So it talks about the degree of highest, when she was the most woman I've ever seen. So Spot is the best dog of all dogs, and his car is the fastest. So it talks about a certain item or items, just like here the car, it talks about the car, which is the car is the fastest. So next is we have the rules. Suffix or the comparative ending for short adjective, for example, one syllable, and certain two syllable adjectives is you just have to add er. However, for longer adjectives, example, certain two or more syllable adjectives, you need to add the word more to form the comparative. And for the superlative adjectives, the suffix used is est. However, for longer adjective, for example, contain two or more syllable adjective, you need to add the word most to form its superlative. So I have a table here wherein you can understand it more clearly. So here, you can see the type of adjective, the example of adjective in a positive degree, how to form it in a comparative degree, and how to form it in a superlative degree. So here we have in one syllable, just like for example, in a positive degree, strong. You just have to add er to form it into comparative degree. Next is you have to add est in forming it into superlative degree. So another one syllable ending vowel consonant. So for example, thin. So this you have to double consonant and add er for a comparative degree, so it will be thinner. Next, you also have to double the consonant and add est to make it superlative degree, thinnest. So for more than one syllable, it's like famous. So you add less or more. So more famous, less famous. And then for the superlative, you add most or least. So most famous, least famous. So more than one syllable ending in y, example silly, remove y and add ier. So sillier for comparative. Same as to superlative, but you have to add iest, silliest. You can also do add less or less silly for comparative, and for least and superlative, least silly. So we have here the regular. So this is what I talked about earlier, that this does not change form by adding er or est, more or most. So in a bad, good, and many. So for example, there are no rules in here. For example, for bad, in comparative, it is worst. But in superlative, it is worst. Next is good. For comparative, it is better. For superlative, it is best. And next is many. So for comparative, it is more, and for the superlative, it is most. So as you can see, there are still rules, and also there are no rules for irregular adjectives that will guide you in forming the right adjective for our noun. And you can use this table for your reference in order to form the comparative degree, the superlative degree, and it will really help you to be a good writer also by using this if you are describing a noun or you are modifying a noun. So I think you have all understand what is our lesson for today. Is there any question? Do you understand what is adjective right now? Can someone answer me? Okay, thank you. So do you know what are the degrees of comparison right now? The rules of the degrees of comparison in using adjectives? Okay, can somebody answer me? Okay, thank you. So I think you fully understand our lesson for today. So with that, let's try. If I will call somebody and let's try if you really understand our topic for today. This is just samples. Okay, may I call Miss Claire earlier? Miss Claire, in example number 1, can you tell me what is the adjective there and what degree of comparison is used? Okay, very good. Thank you. So our adjective here is better, and the degree of comparison is comparative. Okay. For number 2, yes, Mr. Rigel. Yes. Okay. Answer number 2. Yes, correct. For number 2, we have here youngest, wherein it is in a superlative degree. Okay, this is for the last one. Anyone? Okay, Miss Erin, go ahead. Okay, very good. That is hungry. Hungry is in a positive degree. So good job, everyone. I think you've really or fully understood our lesson for today, and I hope this will help you in the near future. So before the time ends, I wanted you to this. I wanted there was an assessment. I wanted you to answer this. The link will be sent in your GC right away after the, and it will be only until 10 a.m. So you have to answer it right away after I send the link in our GC. So you can answer it in the Google form. And then you have an assignment. So in your assignment, you have to write a descriptive essay about this picture. You can see this picture. And you will pass your assignment in a Google form. I have a link. I will also send it to you. I will send it in our GC, and the deadline will be this Wednesday. You need to answer this question also, in your essay. You have it should be part of your essay to answer this question. So, is there anything that I can help you with? Any questions, clarifications, anything? Okay, if there is none, I think that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you this Wednesday. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for listening.